Hey, what's going on? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Sound of the Rain podcast. Actually, this is episode number 2, and the title of today's episode is The Streams Beyond Streaming. But before we get into that, I just want to thank everybody that's taking the time to listen to the very first episode. It's definitely been a great experience. I'm really loving it. I'm really enjoying it. It's actually really fun. I've gotten some good feedback, and I really appreciate that. So before we get into the topic of today's episode, which, like I said, is going to be the streams beyond streaming, I just want to remind everybody that I am the Sound of the Rain, and this is a podcast where I do talk about how I'm building the brand, the Sound of the Rain, and I'm just sharing that experience with you. I currently have music available on all streaming platforms. On my YouTube channel, the newest release that I put out on streaming services is a song called Back Up. I do have a song that I did release on YouTube exclusively because I don't have rights to the beat called They Will Know 910, produced by Blaze, who's actually a producer that produced 2 of Busy Bones albums in their entirety. And I'm actually I recorded that song as like a submission to a contest, and so if I win the contest, then Blaze will produce a song for me. So hopefully I win. That'd be dope. That'd be a dope experience. But yeah, so today's episode, what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about my goal for making money. That's really what this is all about. I love to make music. I know everybody has things that they love to do, and those can be hobbies, but I'm looking to make this hobby into a pastime to where I can actually pay my bills and support my family with it. If it was something that I was doing, just for fun, I probably wouldn't even have made this podcast, but what I want to talk about is the streams beyond streaming. And so in today's day and age, music is mainly consumed from mobile devices. It's a far cry from when I came up. We had cassette tapes, we had CDs, so you were buying a physical copy of an album. So an album came out, you would pay $17, $20 for it, $15. If you were lucky, you could pay $10 for it if you caught it on sale when it first came out. But you bought the album, you paid for it, and the revenue went to the record label, to the whatever that chain of command of that process was. People were getting paid. Whether you thought the album was trash, whether you listened to it or not. And nowadays it's not like that. We live in a very microwave society. And people consume something, and then it's like, okay, what else you got for me? What have you done for me lately? On to the next. So music, people don't really buy physical copies of albums as much anymore. I think there are collectors or people that are really loyal supporters of artists that would buy physical copies. I think once I've built a solid of enough fan base, that's definitely something that I look into doing. But right now, digital is the way to go. It's really, especially for somebody like me, it's really made creating music and getting it straight to the consumer a very seamless process. I don't have to worry about going to somebody, letting them hear it, seeing if they like my music, if they like it, letting somebody else hear it, and finally getting the ear of somebody, getting it on the radio. Like, I have access to so many resources, to be able to get it on to Pandora, to get it on Apple Music, to get it on Amazon, Google, there's just, it's crazy, and everybody has their phones, and everybody can just say, hey Siri, play blah blah blah, so it's very seamless, the way that technology has made things, but it's really changed the way that people are paid financially as well. So I think that it's very important for anyone that's an artist, well, at least for myself, I'm focusing on making multiple streams of income. To be honest, man, even if I wasn't doing this, trying to do this entrepreneurship type of thing, I think with the knowledge that I have now, I still would be trying to make, trying to create multiple streams of income. So right now, I have a job, and that is a stream of income that I have, and God forbid if something happened to that, if that stream of income is cut off and that's my only source of income, what am I going to do? Do I have money saved up? Do I have money coming from other places? And so with being an entrepreneur, especially with doing music, you've got to depend on something besides streaming your music, because to be honest, it doesn't pay a lot. Unless you're like a huge artist that's getting, all this type of marketing promotion, and you're getting tons and tons and tons and tons of streams, or if you just build up a fan base, to where you're getting all these streams, you might not be seeing a lot of money. So these are some stats that I have from a website called Headphonesty, and this is as recent as the 6th of January of this year. At least that's what the article says. So paying per stream, well, I'll just read how many streams it takes to get $1,000 from each one of these different sites, and this is from the artist. And I'm assuming this is if you're getting 100% of the revenue, depending on the streaming, depending on the distributor that you use, they might be taking a cut of that. Me, I use DistroKid, and I like DistroKid because I pay a certain amount of money. I'm able to upload an unlimited amount of music, and I get 100% of that revenue. Now, I haven't really gotten a lot of streams. I'll go into it later on, my exact numbers and how much actual money that I've made, but it's all mine. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of money, but the potential is there. So when I say the streams, beyond streaming, I'm not knocking streaming music as a possible source of income. But what I'm sharing with y'all is that these different ideas and different things that I plan on doing with the Sound of the Rain to make money. So for Tidal, to get $1,000, it will take 76,924 streams. Now Tidal is probably the most artist-friendly streaming service that there is, but I don't know a lot of people that use Tidal. I know there was a lot of, attention brought to it, when Jay-Z was related to it or he had bought it. And, a lot of artists were, kind of coming into play and people were wanting to, support artists. And then some people were just like, well, why should I use this streaming service to make the rich get richer? I ain't getting none of this money, So, sometimes it's like we want to have more and better for our people and for each other, but we don't want to put in that work or that effort. It's like Snoop Dogg has this new cereal and Master P has this new food, but I heard Master P, he say the first thing people start asking is about the sodium content and how healthy it is, and I get it and I understand it, but when you go buy oodles and noodles, you're not saying nothing about the health content or the the sodium in that, So I feel him on that. So to get $1,000, it would take 76,924 streams. Now I'm sure for a big artist, that's nothing. Okay, or someone with a fan base, that's nothing. Me, I've never seen close to that amount. So Apple Music, it will take 100,000 streams to get $1,000. And before I go any further, what's considered a stream is the song must be played for at least 30 seconds. So it ain't like you can just click on the song and then you're out of there. You got to play it for at least 30 seconds. And to be honest, shoot, nowadays the way people make songs, that's about a third of the song right there. They're so short. So 100,000 streams for $1,000 on Apple Music. Amazon Music, it'd be 250,000 streams. Spotify would be 303,000 streams. YouTube Music, 125,000 streams. Pandora will be 769,231 streams. That's a lot. Deezer would be 156,250 streams. So, and that's just for the song being listened to on that platform, you know, or your music collectively. Let's just say it's just one song. So I made a song that I just mentioned, a song I had called Backup. Matter of fact, let me pull it up right now on DistroKid and see what kind of numbers I'm doing here. Okay, so for Spotify, in the last year, I've had 1,077 streams just on Spotify. You know, so that's not really good. For Apple Music, within the last year, I've had 439 streams. Once again, you know, that's not really good. So it looks like I might want to put more attention into Spotify. It seems to be something a lot of people use. Me personally, I'm not a fan of it. And it's just because maybe I have to have like a premium subscription. But it's like whenever I play a song on Spotify, I'll select a song and it'll play like 15 other songs before it gets to that one. But DistroKid, the distributor that I use for my music, is actually owned by Spotify, and actually the host I use for my podcast, Anchor FM, is actually owned by Spotify as well, which was something recently that happened. They were acquired by them. So yeah, the amount of money that I've made since I've been putting out music in its entirety has been a total of. This is from September 20th. This is from September 2020 through November 2022. I've made a total of $44.48. Now, some of those are actually probably the most money that I've made. Half of that has come from DistroKid's referral program. So if I refer some, like I have a link that I can put out, and I'll even put it in the description of the show notes for the podcast. But if I have a link, right, and so I can say, hey, click on this link, you'll save 7% on DistroKid, which is true. Definitely a great option, a great offer. And so if you click on that and you sign up for DistroKid and you purchase a subscription, DistroKid will give me $10. So I've had that happen to me twice, and I made a total of $20. But other than that, I've made $10.64 from iTunes, which means people actually bought the music, they paid for the songs. iTunes Match, I made 4 cents. iTunes Match is like a yearly subscription that people pay $25 for, and I guess there's some way that I can get a portion of that. Apple Music, I made $4.52. Spotify, I made $3.34. Tidal, I made 26 cents. YouTube ads, I made 56 cents. YouTube Red, I've made 43 cents. Also, a good thing to keep in mind is with a lot of this, it's been split. Meaning that I've split the profits, or I split what I made 50-50 with the producer, Anal Domini Beats. So when I first started putting out music, I'd say the first 2 or 3 songs I put out, The Prelude, Lovely, and How We Roll, those 3 I produced myself. So any sales I got from those, I got 100% of them, but I didn't have a lot of, not attention, but I didn't have a lot of, traffic. Nobody really knew who I was. There's still a lot of people don't know who I am. So that's one of the reasons why I'm producing my own music, is so I can get 100% of the revenue. Like Crazy World, if I had put that out, I paid exclusive rights for the beat, so I think I would have been able to keep 100% of the profits. But I think my publishing, I would have had to split with the production company. So yeah, so that's just kind of going into streaming, and as you can hear, as you can see, it is an opportunity to make money, but it's if you're trying to make a living. Like I said, I'm a husband and a father of 7. Clearly, that's not something I can live off of. So some different ideas and things that I plan on doing, or essentially what an income stream is something that brings in revenue or income. DistroKid for me is an income stream. My job that I have is an income stream. I have a YouTube channel. Once it gets monetized and I make money off of ads and different things, that's going to be an income stream. On this podcast, as it continues to grow, will become an income stream. So the different ideas and things I've planned that I'd like to do is producing. I definitely am open to produce, make music and sell beats to people, or lease beats to people, as a way to make money, especially as I get better at it. I might not think it's great, but I might make a beat that somebody's like, man, I'll pay you like $1,000 for. Like, matter of fact, I have a beat that I was working on, and I was actually thinking about sending it to Crazy Bone, and I'm almost like, do I want to keep it for myself, or do I want to like send it to him? So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but either way it'll get used. So that's an option. Merch, there's a lot of different avenues and companies out here that can kind of get it to where you can start selling merch. I got some friends that do some great clothing lines. Shout out to my homie Reese, Big Mo, www.shopwithmo.meaux.com. He's from Fayetteville, North Carolina, 1/4 for the mighty Ground Zero, and he has a lot of Fayetteville, North Carolina based apparel. So that's definitely something to check out. My homeboy Carolina Cool Slim has that Ville Life clothing brand. I'm not sure if he has a website live yet, but I believe that's something that he might be working on. But yeah, my homeboy Mac the Black Sheep, pineology.net. So making merch is something I plan to do. And there's companies like, I don't know if they're still called Teespring. They might have changed their name. But essentially what you do is you make the designs, and then you advertise it, and people go on the site, and if they purchase a shirt, then this company manufactures a shirt, ships it to them, and then boom. So you don't have to pay anything. All you do is design the shirts, and they sell them, and you get the money. So you're not paying anything. It's just whatever revenue is made. They're keeping a certain percentage of it because of what they're providing. But here's the thing: it's not just like, oh, magic money. You got to make a shirt somebody would want to wear. I'm not going to go around starting to sell Sound of the Rain shirts and Sound of the Rain clothes, especially if I can't even get anybody to listen to my music, So I have ideas, and I'm not finna say my ideas over this podcast, so don't nobody steal them, but I have ideas for things that people would wear. things that are funny, things that might be like meme related, but something that if nobody knows me or had anything to do with me, they'd be like, oh, I buy that shirt. That's funny. That's dope. I like that. So that's definitely an area, hats, mugs, pins, all kinds of things. Ghost riding, I know that's been a controversial, I know there's been a controversial topic over the years, but I would definitely be open to writing for someone else, to writing for another artist, somebody who didn't feel comfortable or wasn't a good writer, but they could sing well or they could rap well. That's why I really want to get into writing or making songs that are like non-rap songs, like to kind of flex, to flex my pen, my versatility. So that's definitely something that I'm working on. Making jingles for different companies and different brands, love that chicken from Popeyes, or how Pusha T or Malice, or it might have been both of the clips, the ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it, so something like that, those are things that I want to make and provide, and that's another way that I feel like I can make money. YouTube, once I get monetized, my videos are playing and, the advertisements play. And so I would get money from ads. Affiliate links. If you're not familiar with those, give me something to drink. So what affiliate links are, it's essentially something like through Amazon. So say I did a video and I'm talking to people about, hey, I'm recording this new song, This Beat's Whack. And so, I take a picture of my setup, you see my microphone, and I'm like, I got a link to the microphone that I'm using in the comments below or in the description. So if you're like, wow, I want to use the same microphone that Sound of the Rain is using, so you click on the link and you buy that microphone from Amazon, I would get a portion of that. But also the cool thing is that I would get a portion of, to my understanding, I would get a portion of whatever you bought within the next 24 hours. So if you bought other stuff from Amazon, I would get a piece of that. Sponsorship deals, there might be companies that might want to sponsor me, once I continue to build my brand up and they see like, wow, we like what you're doing. You got a big audience. We got these headphones, we want you to kind of share with your fans, or this hat, or this, different kind of things. Like, you always see, there's like a shaving club for men, or there's ones that I've always seen a lot, like Raid Shadow Legends, and a lot of people have sponsorship deals with. But yeah, that's another option. Doing features, to be totally honest, at this point right now, and that's just how I am, I would do a feature with almost anybody. It's a matter of, at this point, it's a matter of you sending it to me, letting me do my thing, and then send it back to you. And, whatever you do with it, that's what's happening. But there will be a point as my career grows that I feel like I would be able to charge people for features. $500, $600, $5,000, $10,000. I mean, I don't know. The sky's the limit. But I think I still would do features for nothing. Just for the love, for people that have been cool with me. Matter of fact, there's this dude. I think his name is Alex the One, and he has reached out to me in the past, to do some collaborations on some like nerdcore ciphers. And he's always been really cool, and if I was like a multi-platinum artist with a Grammy, and he reached out to me on to Twitter and was like, "Yo, do you want to do this Thundercat cipher?" I would drop my verse and send it to him like I always have been, because he's always been supportive and show love even from the beginning, you know. So those are the different, ideas and things that I have. I think the merch thing is one of the ones that I'd be very interested in kind of getting it started with soon. But kind of the order of how I have to kind of, the path that I'm currently on right now, step number one is to record This Beat's Whack. I feel like the focus right now is on the album, and that's kind of the precursor to the album. So I feel like I need to go ahead and get that song recorded, which I'll probably try to do this weekend. So go ahead and get that song recorded, get it mixed, get it mastered, get it submitted to DistroKid, because you can submit it. You can submit your song that same day. It's not going to be on streaming platforms that same day, but to my understanding, if you give them like a month, so like say today's the 13th of January when I'm recording this. So say that I submit the song today, but I say release it and make it available on the 13th of February. Then that gives them like pretty much a whole month to where once it comes out, it will be like on all streaming services at the same time. Apple Music, Spotify, Google, all that stuff. Sometimes the way that I do it is usually a week in advance, and so it'll usually be on Apple Music and Spotify, and it's pretty much always Apple Music, but it'll be on those kind of off the rip. And it'll kind of trickle in on some of the other ones, like the ones that I've never heard of, or I don't even know anyone that uses them, so, but I would like to get that submitted ASAP. One of the things that's going to make the process a little longer for putting this song out is that I'm mixing and mastering it, but I'm mixing and mastering the beat as well. And so that's not something that I've done since Lovely and How We Roll. Those are back from like 2020. And so most of the things that you guys have, pretty much everything that you've heard me rap over within the past year has been an instrumental that I had, which was already mixed, mastered. I couldn't do anything to the levels, and I was just mixing in my vocals. I think with me making the beats and having everything tracked out, the quality is going to have the option to be better, but it's going to be a little more challenging because I have to learn about, I haven't done it in so long, remembering like as far as panning the instruments, does the bass go to the left? Do the strings go to the right? Certain things, because you want to let the sounds breathe. With the frequencies, it's so much stuff that I've learned as far as production, but so just that's gonna make This Beat's Whack. It's gonna take a little longer for me to put it out. So once I get that done, recorded, submitted, I have some ideas as far as marketing. So I want to begin a campaign, if you will, as far as my reach goes. I don't have a lot of money, and I don't have money to afford to be able to kind of do things like, buy ads on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. So my reach is going to essentially go as far as the people that follow me currently and the people that share it, and then as I'm able to make more money or more, then I can do more stuff. But this is where we're at today. If you'd like to support me financially, you can at $Sound of the Rain via Cash App. All donations and contributions definitely are appreciated. So once I get the song completed, I'll begin the marketing for it. And then while I'm marketing it, I will be working on the album, the EP. Raign Storm. And then I want to come up with something to do. That's kind of why I made the podcast, because I still wanted to have content to be able to put out while I was working on that. So, you know, step one will be what I need to focus on right now is recording a song. So I'm gonna start right there. So the next episode, I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about yet, but I definitely will have something. I'm really enjoying this. I do want to thank everybody for checking us out. You can find us on all socials at Sound of the Raign. Continue to support. Go to YouTube. Go to your favorite streaming platform. Download my music. Listen to it. Share it. Tell your friends about it. I'm going to come up with an email address for people if they want to contact me as far as maybe related to the podcast. If you have any questions or have any ideas and things like that, just let me know. But thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.